absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see them as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? Oh, Rita, come on now. I think that worked. It's Joseph Wexler's Heart of Influence. Bell, if I have any sound dropping, just let me know because his microphone's a little too close, but we had some issues in the last show. So happy Fun Friday. Bella.
It's not as good though. They're better closer. Or to have the team move up sound or something.
Yeah, we're going to get different mics so they're not having to be in my face. We got that. So wonderful, wonderful job. If any of it slips, let me know. But Bella Verita, it's Fun Friday. It's the Heart of Influence. What are we doing? Who's here? Come on.
Sean Callaghy, we definitely have some extraordinary people here for Joseph Wexler's international business Heart of Influence. And Sean, what is the Heart of Influence and what are we doing anyway?
Yeah. So what the Heart of Influence is all about is this fact. All business, all missions, all everything is built on relationships. And if all businesses and all these things are built on relationships, we need to know that all relationships are built on shared experiences. So a very simple question becomes like, what's the most efficient shared experience we can have between growth-driven, heart-centered, integrous people committed to mastery? Because I don't think we want to build relationships with everybody. We call those people G-Hicks. So we get a bunch of G-Hicks together. Joseph did on this Fun Friday. We play a fun game because Plato, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. Then we could decide if anybody wants to do anything else. Why do lunch and you spend an hour, meet 4, 5, 6, 7 people? That's what the show is all about, Bella. And now, who are those people?
Those people are first from Los Angeles, California, dedicated to offering up top-tier services in interception, translation and more for public and private organizations. A strong reputation for 99% accuracy rate, with clients returning 97% of the time, expanding into government contracts and industries like manufacturing, pharma, biotech, navigating complexities of communications. Let's welcome to the show, Chris Hempel. Interpretations. I got tongue twisted on that word.
Interpretations. Awesome. Chris, warm welcome. Joseph Wexler's Heart of Influence. And as we said, Plato, games, learn about each other. So we kick this game off with a fun fact, which is a headline, not a story, because Bella's got the Gong Show Chuck Barris Gong if we get in beyond the headline, but it's an adventurous headline, or it's a fun headline or a shocking headline or something you're proud of headline, anything that would make us say, Chris, no way. So please, what's your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I am the proud father of 4 fantastic gentlemen that are spread across the United States, but we are together all the time in heart and in conversation and the glory of FaceTime. So being a father.
That is extraordinary. And what's the age range?
33 to 27.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations on that. Bill of Rita, I feel the heart. Who else is here to join Chris?
I'm feeling the heart as well from Saltillo, Mexico. 25 years of leadership in manufacturing supply chain operations, including 20 leading strategic projects with global teams, and started 4 businesses from the ground up in 5 years. Certified executive coach, speaker, Maxwell leadership trainer, and now 10 years in nearshoring, helping companies bring their manufacturing from the U.S. to Mexico. Let's welcome Javier Zarzua for the
Javier, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence. And please, your fun fact.
Thank you, Sean. Well, we were talking about how I like to always joke about tequilas, since I'm Mexican, I like tequila. I know about tequila. And I just made a trip to the US, which I just came back yesterday. And funny enough, somebody gave me a bottle of tequila, which I didn't know what kind of brand it was. Like, I didn't know what to do when this person gave me the bottle of tequila. It was a little bit awkward because giving a Mexican tequila in America is not very orthodox. So that's my fun story.
Javier, that is a beautiful fun fact. Some fun energy spinning in. We got some fun with Javier. We got some heart with Chris. Come on, Bella.
We got some heart, and I've been messing with the team. We got to get your messaging with the team. We got to get your mics turned up, or maybe we get your Zoom turned up or something, but they said they're going to work on it. But next up from San Francisco, California, leads a fund that provides business owners with attractive exit options, a stable succession plan, and to preserve their legacy, assuming the CEO role post-acquisition, ensuring businesses continuity, driving long-term value and creation, specializes in acquiring privately held B2B services and SaaS businesses backed by extensive expertise in financial and management. Let's welcome to the show, Jessica Leong.
Jessica, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, Joseph Wexler style. And Jessica, please, your fun fact.
Sure, thanks for having me. My fun fact is I once caught a bat with a plastic bag.
What?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Like, how? I mean, seriously, like what? So the bat landed and then you put the bag on it? Or you
Yeah,
caught
so
it in the air?
a few years ago, the year right after college, I lived in a house where I was on the 3rd floor, so kind of like the attic sort of situation. And I came home from work one day and there was a bat flying around my apartment. And so what I ended up doing was, at first I held the plastic bag up, hoping the bat would just fly into the bag. And that didn't work. So what I did was, yes, I waited till it lighted down on my windowsill, and then I wrapped my hand in the plastic bag and I jumped up and I grabbed the bat, put it in the bag, ran outside, and then
You grabbed the bat in the
grabbed the
air?
bat. Yeah.
Jessica, this is insane. Bella, we're going to tell a bat story in a bit. So that'll be my fun fact for today. Jessica, that is incredible. Grabbing a bat in the air. 8,000 people have been on this show giving fun facts. That is a top 10 all-time fun fact. So thank you, Jessica. We have Batgirl in the building, Bella Rita. Come on.
Batgirl is in the building, rolling with Batgirl from Detroit, Michigan, a senior managing consultant with a wealth of experience in IT, specializing in strategic solutions that drive organizational efficiency and innovation. Successfully led teams globally, enhancing tech infrastructures, ensuring alignment with business objectives and industry standards, has been working on a $29 billion architectural program between U.S. government and the UAE government and smart and predictive farming. Let's welcome to the show, Oscar Neto. Oh, and I just noticed you have a U.S. Navy hat on, Oscar. Were you in the military as well?
Well, I was the senior operations manager in the state of Kuwait after Desert Storm. I managed 5 different data centers.
Wow. Well, Oscar, thank you for the support to the great nation and its protection. And please, Oscar, your fun fact.
Oh, boy. Well, as all you guys already know, I am Oscar Neto and not Oscar de la Renta, the famous boxer. When I was little, much against my mom's disapproval, I joined a boxing competition, and I was paired up with an experienced partner who knocked the crap out of me in the first round, giving me a bleeding nose. And my mother was actually so anxious. How could she watch her son get beaten up like that? So that was in the first round. But of course, we had 3 rounds, and I got back up. Little did you know, I actually turned out to be like the De La Renta. I beat the guy up.
Wow.
And then my mother
Oscar
proudly goes and tells my
resiliency.
children, and she has talked about this to my children very proudly. And I think all mothers do that, right?
Well, Oscar, congratulations. Resiliency, getting off the canvas, clean the blood up, Bella Rita. It's like me after a conversation with you when you're mad at me. Bella, over to you.
That may happen. That may happen. Welcome, Oscar, to the Heart of Influence, and rolling with Oscar and this crew, the one that put it all together from New Milford, New Jersey. President at a large financial company, has transferred his financial planning expertise from Wall Street to accelerate and optimize finances for all. 68 win-win strategies in the first 2 months of this year alone. He leads with heart and integrity to cause financial wellness, whether it be CEO or the receptionist. 11 upcoming speaking engagements on a national stage. A proud husband and father. Let's welcome to his show, Mr. Joseph Wexler.
Joseph Wexler, warm welcome, gratitude for assembling these folks. Never easy to do, Joseph. And please, your fun fact.
When I was in college, I made a bit of a living bartending in New York City on 42nd and 2nd, the world famous McFadden's.
Oh, Joseph, serving some Guinness at times, eh?
Yes, $1 at a time.
Throwing it back. Yes. $1 Guinnesses, Bella Rita, Joseph Wexler in the house. And Joseph, shall we do the things?
Yes, please.
So let's introduce the woman doing the introducing. She began her career in influence as an 8-year-old on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, she put 3 words together that just don't go together. Teenager, network marketing, and 7 figures. Yeah, $1 million as a teenager, rocking it. She's rolling in like cool cars and houses and stuff. Then by the age of 24, she's three-peating like Michael Jordan, but not in basketball, instead in business brokerage. Nevada's #1 business broker is a 24-year-old woman in a male-dominated industry. First woman ever to do it. And take this, dudes. She's the youngest person, male or female, ever to be Nevada's #1 business broker. She then becomes a trainer of entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies. Every sales team she worked with in 2019 doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver in the most extreme of conditions. Around 9:30 today, she learned it from YouTube. By now, it's back to being from a blind man. She's also a 2-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Joseph Wexler's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, the one, the only, Bella Burrita. Miss Bella Burrita, please. Here, fun fact.
You know what, Sean? I think I'm going to have to go with a tequila fun fact since Javier kicked it off with a tequila fun fact. And I too am a fan of tequila and have known to put down some tequila in my life. And in fact, one night before a Halloween party, me and one other girlfriend polished off a whole bottle of Patron together before we even went to the party. And I still remember the party. That is my fun fact for today, Sean Callagy.
Bella Vrita, I am so proud. Congratulations on that fun fact. Bella, please, let's go.
If I'd had some tequila this morning, Sean, your morning might have gone much better.
I am quite certain it would have. Yes, thank you.
And let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of two attorneys. So in two top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on stages, he is an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Bella, thank you. Joseph, thank you. Warm welcome to everyone. And did I have a fun fact that I was going to share from before, Bella?
Bat,
yes. So I am a blind man that has taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive in the most extreme of conditions. However, for today, my fun fact is going to be my dear sister is a 2-time Emmy Award winner, including winning the Emmy for Best Director in Daytime Television. She was the first woman ever to host a national network news show. And my sister, when she was in college, had an interesting experience putting her jeans on. She had a lump in them as she was putting her jeans on in her dorm room. And she was like, what's this? And she felt something furry on her leg. And facts are, Jessica and everyone, my sister had a bat in her pants. So that is my beautiful fun fact for today. Rabies shots and all later, everything was fine. But that is my fun fact. My sister had a bat in her pants, Bella.
that is insane. That would be super freaky. And that is a super fun fact.
Yes. So Bella Vrita, shall we do the things?
We shall do the things. How about we kick it off? Let's go with my tequila friend, Javier.
Javier, here's what we're doing now. We're exploring the superpower of influence. Everything happens after yes. Leadership, management, recruitment, fundraising, for profit, not for profit, marketing, selling, all of it happens after yes. So Bella's going to be anybody you would like her to be. She could be an ideal client. She could be a charitable fundraising partner. She could even be somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett. Anyone, Javier, that you would want to be going from hello to yes with. It doesn't have to be a sale. It doesn't have to be a final yes. It could just be yes for a longer conversation. So Javier, please, who would you like Bella Vrita to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
I would like Bella to be the CEO of a manufacturing company who doesn't know what to do with all this uncertainty in the world. As far
Bella,
as there.
you're a boss. Take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Javier?
Doing good, doing good. So,
What can I
Bella,
do for you?
what keeps you up at night these days?
What keeps me up at night is we're having, just there's a lot of supply chain issues that we're facing and, getting those issues under control, so that we can diversify a little bit.
And do you know what you're gonna be doing when putting together your diversification strategy already, Bella? Or do you think you need help? I'm a firm believer, and not just uh, realized this from a friend that even though CEOs are very smart, like you, and do a great job directing companies, often enough they need help with especially with the most pressing issues that they have. So, would you be in need to get any help as far as your supply chain strategy to diversify, Bella?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been looking at, doing some consulting work or things like that. Because we've been in the industry for a long time, but we know there are some, probably new strategies out there that we don't know that we want to, really take a look at and, see how we can diversify and scale.
Good. Well, since you've been thinking about consulting work, you can hire the big ones. You can hire Deloitte. You can hire any of those companies that have a big reputation, that have big offices, and as a friend of mine says, that wear $3,000 suits. But let me tell you, Bella, I've been doing this work of consulting in nurturing for a bunch of years. I started with Caterpillar. I was their strategic advisor within the company for these type of projects, and we have developed tools that are pretty powerful. What would you say, Vela, if I told you we have a tool that you can, in a matter of one day, assess any country in the world for manufacturability and potential to move your products to that country? Would you be interested?
I would definitely be interested. I got to run right now, Javier. You have definitely piqued my interest. I definitely want to have a longer conversation and see what it would be like to find out more information.
Perfect. I'll get on your calendar, Bella. Thank you very much.
Javier, yeah, very impressive job, Javier. We'll get to the feedbackers in a moment. Bella, who's following up, Javier?
Following up, Javier. Ooh, we got Mr. Chris Hempel.
Chris, please, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Bella, would you mind being a manufacturing firm? You're the CEO of a medium-sized manufacturing firm that's looking to go global.
All right.
Sales.
Bella likes global.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Oh, good afternoon, Bella. This is Chris Hempel with Auerbach International. I know you've responded to a couple of my emails, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to learn a little bit more about your business, your needs going forward, and how we could become a trusted vendor partner to you and your company as you make an expansion globally.
Yes, well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. And yeah, I've been in the I've manufactured toenail clippers for decades now. And I am present to that not all feet are the same across countries. And sometimes people need big toenail clippers, sometimes they need longer toenail clippers, shorter toenail clippers. You would be shocked at the market of toenail clippers. But I think there are some different things that we can do in the space because, people have different issues and different size feet across the globe. And we have wanted to expand our toenail clippers to other nations. So I understand you can help me with that.
It's interesting you mentioned toenail clippers. That's one of our specialties is translating and interpreting at large toenail clipper conventions. That said, what nations in particular are you looking at in terms of expanding globally?
Yeah, I would say, we're primarily right now, we've been primarily in the US, obviously, Mexico and the UK. And so really getting into some other foreign countries on the other side of the globe. Even thought about kind of doing this one-to-one model, for people who, maybe couldn't afford toenail clippers, how we can get our toenail clippers, into the hands of, those less fortunate as well.
Yeah, so what we often find with clients such as yourself, as you expand into these global markets, you have to recognize that even within a particular country like Mexico, for example, there are dialects. So your advertising will have to be reflective of that particular dialect, not just North American Spanish, for example.
Yeah.
And even in the UK, idioms are different in the UK English versus US English. So we would help you better translate and modify your messaging to fit those markets. Our whole point to working with you is to not just be a contractor that does a project, but rather help you shepherd your business through that market into becoming a dominant player in that particular nation or area.
That sounds super interesting, Chris. I've got to run right now. One of our toenail clipper machines just broke, so I got to go handle that. But let's definitely set up a longer conversation for next week and see what we can do to get into these other markets.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it, and I'll come to the table with some ideas specifically for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Going into the toenail clipping business, Sean.
Yes, my toenails are in rough shape. So thank you for that, Chris, Javier, Bella, the feedbackers.
Yes, the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for Javier and Chris, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve. And then, like, what's the next step? Is that next step you'd rather have your toenails pulled out with a plier than have a longer conversation with Javier or Chris? I don't think anybody's wanting their toenails pulled out on a Friday. That doesn't sound like fun. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate and a little croissante at Starbucks for a longer meeting. If that's not enough time, you'd rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you want to have the longest meeting possible with Chris and Javier. But if you're thinking to yourself, dinner, that's not even enough time. I need more time. Then you would rent a private jet. Of course, pick up Joseph Wexler because he did invite you here, and fly anywhere in the world with Javier or Chris to have the longest meeting possible. So, Oscar, let's kick it off with you. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Javier?
I thought the conversation was pretty, real. What I think one of the things that I've noticed that he was emphasizing about the manufacturing based in a specific location, like in Mexico, when there might be some other opportunities, also for the manufacturing to be in some other region. So that was one of it. And also for, I forget the other gentleman's name. So that's for Javier.
Cool.
And
Awesome. Yeah, and that because we're giving feedback for Javier. Is that correct, Bella?
Yes, correct.
No, we'll do both because we have 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yep. So Oscar, your 30 seconds of feedback for Chris.
Okay, so I thought even that was very frank and honest, and it was a real situation. And I think he was looking also for good collaboration. And I think you were able to put that in perspective. And obviously, the flying part of it from here to globally, that could be a challenge. So
cool.
Not all people. Yeah.
Well, excellent job, Oscar, for sure. I love the story of Oscar. That is one of my favorite fun facts of bloody nose, resiliency, mom not being happy. Thank you for the feedback. Oscar, Bella, please.
Thank you, Oscar. And how about Jessica, your 30 seconds of feedback for Chris?
For Chris or Javier?
Either one you'd like to start with. You're going to do
okay. We'll start with Javier, and then I'll get to Chris. Javier, I think you did an excellent job asking really great questions, really creative, pointed questions, like what keeps you up at night these days? Do you have a supply chain diversification strategy yet? And, if we had a tool that in a matter of one day, you could assess any part of the world for manufacturability, would you be interested in that? And I think those are really great, pointed, teasing questions. The only feedback I would have on that is after you asked if she had a diversification strategy yet, I think that would be a great time for you to pause and to let her talk so that you might even be able to hear more additional nuggets of information and challenges of things that she's facing that maybe you can also help her with. So eventually expand your strategy as well.
Jessica, outstanding job. Yes.
Outstanding job, Jessica. And let's go Joseph Wexler. Joseph, how about your 30 seconds of feedback each for Chris and Javier?
Sure. I thought Chris, to start off, was very conversational. He asked a lot of great questions, clearly had authority in the space and didn't mind stepping in to let you know that. And I think that one area he could have maybe improved on was asking you how unacceptable or not it may be to move forward with some solutions on his end. Javier, I loved your question mastery, the picture of people wearing gilded suits, in contrast to why Bella would be working with you as an authority figure within the industry. I thought was just was standout, and I love when people start with the question of what keeps you up at night, because there's something that's keeping us all up at night, and to get direct and right to the point is a great way to be. So thank you.
Joseph, thank you. Joseph, you know what time it is. Bella Verita is going to put me on the hot seat. Bella, what are you going to do to me today?
Yes, I am definitely having some fun today. Javier, Chris, you guys both jumped into the participant seat. Maybe you knew what you were doing, maybe you didn't. But I get to have some payback for you on behalf of Sean and Joseph, and put Sean on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. Joseph, ultimately, you can choose whichever scenario that Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about my scenarios or come up with something much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
I am ready.
All right. So I thought option number one is Sean could role play Javier, going from hello to yes with the CEO of Jose Cuervo to rebrand Jose tequila to Javier tequila, because I think Javier needs his own tequila. So that is option number one. Option number two, in the spirit of tequila, I'm thinking about starting my own tequila brand called Lip Service Tequila, in the shape of a lipstick bottle. And so option number two is Sean could role play Chris, going from hello to yes with the manufacturer of Lip Service Tequila to represent them in their growth and innovation. So that is option number two, Joseph. And then option number three is Oscar De La Renta, as you may or may not know, is into fashion these days, kind of has like some hip hop fashion line. So option number three would be Sean could role play Jessica, going from hello to yes with Oscar De La Renta, for him to launch a sustainable bridal line in conjunction with his hip hop clothing. So that's the three options I got for you today, Joseph. Any of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much harder you would like to see Sean do?
I think I'd love to hear number one.
Okay, fantastic. So Sean is going to play Javier, and who would you like to play the CEO of Jose Cuervo?
Oscar, you think that you could be a good contestant?
I can give it a shot.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so Oscar is now the new appointed CEO of Jose Cuervo, and Sean, you are going to play Javier, going from hello to yes with President Oscar there on rebranding Jose Cuervo to Javier Zarzura.
Okay. Yes. And
I think I said.
Yes, I'm loving this. So, and the CEO's name is, one more time, what?
It's Oscar now.
Okay. So hi is well, aren't I playing Oscar or no?
You're playing Javier.
Got it. Okay. So hi, is Mr. Oscar available?
Yes, Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr.
No,
Javier? Okay.
this is Javier. Yeah. And we had a 3 minutes conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you, Mr. Oscar?
Absolutely. You don't need to call me Mr. Oscar. You can call me by my name. Again,
Oscar.
it's Oscar. Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Oscar.
I prefer the first name. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you. And so can I ask, Oscar, I know you know who you are as the CEO of Jose Cuervo. I just want you to know that I know who you are. And my question is, with the 2 minutes and 45 seconds we have left, because I will keep it to that beautiful 3 minutes in integrity, what's the why behind taking this phone call? I'm super grateful. I know the offer I'm making is unusual. Thank you for accepting the conversation. I have a lot of great thoughts about it. But what was the prompt? What's the why behind you even accepting this call in the first place?
I just wanted a couple of things. One is to look for a good mentor and a partner. And obviously, my background is very different from, as I already explained to the group. And now I'm in a type of new situation to promote this kind of a product, right? I haven't had this kind of an experience. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to adapt. As I earlier introduced myself to say, like, everything's evolving. And with today's dynamic artificial intelligence and other things like that, I'm ready to learn the best of the best.
Oh,
So
amazing.
how could you help me?
Yeah. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And if I can ask before I get to anything for helping you, what's the ultimate vision? So Oscar, you, Jose Cuervo, you individually and the company, you win the game of everything when what happens? Like, how do you know you win that game? Please, Oscar. And then I could speak into how I think I might be able to support.
Number one, even before I started my entrepreneurship, if anybody looks at our website, it is services for the betterment of mankind. That's what is my goal. Of course, I've on the way since 2018, I've been knocked down, but just like the other example that I got, I get up. And I, again, recently lost, or well, I wouldn't say lost. I got almost an order or a memorandum of understanding for a $106 million project on 30th of September 2024. And then 1 week before the US elections, that was put on hold. I made a trip last month, even though I had a personal situation and an emergency. I went and visited those same players, talked about it, and we are trying to work out instead of the 106, because I could not justify or don't have financial strength or stability to execute $106 million when I hardly have $1 million in my bank account. So strategically, how do somebody can help? And again, I certainly know with all of the new things that are coming up, there's great opportunities for success.
Awesome. Okay. Footnote. I think we've pivoted into a different scenario. I'm going to go with the scenario that Oscar's in, back into role. So, Oscar, what I'm hearing you say is there's enormous opportunity in front of you. There's some cash flow, scope, size, maybe people, power dynamics. And your question is, if you're able to source enormous opportunities in general, including this one, what can you do to merge with others to fulfill, capitalize on these opportunities and fulfill your mission to support mankind, make this world a greater place? Am I hearing that correctly?
Absolutely. In fact, that's one of the main reasons that I'm actually trying to network to look at either equity partners or somebody who can assist in this particular thing. And then I can buy them out again, giving them some options at a certain period of time.
Yeah. So amazing. So again, from that place, let me please share a couple quick things. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Yeah. So again, my name is Javier, and what my work in the world is all about is solving enormous problems. And what I'd like you to know, Oscar, is that there's really only 4 things that come together in mergers. One is identity, a second is relationship capital, a third is monetary capital, and a fourth is unique skill sets. And what we need to do as people, as entrepreneurs, to solve these problems, these challenges you have, and by the way, congratulations on sourcing such enormous opportunity, is how do we create a flow of relationships with a greater degree of intentionality than random networking that's going to bring skill sets, monetary capital, relationship capital, and identity together. And when you hear those terms, think like Nike and Michael Jordan. Think Disney and television, right? Think Disney and Imagineers. Think the NFL, various cities, and then television. How do we bring things together on the micro to macro level to solve these big problems? And again, I repeat, random networking is like looking for buried treasure in our backyard. I mean, maybe we'll find it, but what if we did it with immense intentionality? So if any of that resonates with you, Oscar, since we're at time and I want to honor your time, what I propose is a 30-minute follow-up conversation where we can unpack some more what to do with that. And I wouldn't sit. I'd be happy to talk to you later today or tomorrow. I just want to honor this or at your earliest convenience, but $106 million opportunity sitting there and the ability to do more with it. I'd be happy to jump on a call as soon as you're available. So how would it resonate with you or not, Oscar, to have me, Javier, support you in this immense possibility with intentionally sourcing what I call ecosystem partners? So, Oscar, please, what say you?
15 minutes after this call is over, I'm ready for that.
Thank you. Let's make that happen. Oscar, thank you. Out of roll. Oscar, how did I? Well, first of all, incredible job in the role play. Thank you for the feedback you provided today as a feedbacker. And how did I do as Javier supporting and serving you in that conversation, Oscar?
I think you did excellent. Again, I would not say outstanding. And of course, I don't give the outstanding part of it in my first comments because there's always opportunities to improve, from even the excellent to being outstanding, because that's what today's environment is. I felt that you were very genuine in your approach towards things. And you also were able to kind of divert from the actual the task that was given, and I brought up my own task, and you were able to speak to that. So I do appreciate that and tremendously, and that's what I said. 15 minutes after this call, we can make that happen.
Awesome. Well, appreciate that, Oscar. Wonderful work. And Oscar, overall, how was your time today on Joseph Wexler's Heart of Influence?
Outstanding. I simply love these forums that for some reason in the past, I've been too busy concentrating and focusing things like by myself and not really networking. I started doing this in early of January this year. And I'm glad I've got kind of three groups like this.
Well, Oscar, outstanding. Appreciate that. Wonderful work. And we wish you all the best. So great job.
Yeah.
Let's go. Thank you. Javier, how was your time today on Joseph Wexler's Heart of Influence? Really enjoyed your fun fact, the heart, the impact, how you performed today for sure. And how was your time today with us, Javier?
It was good. It was good. Something different. Having fun. Practice our own speech on, how we do it. And I was, even though I was kind of mentally ready, I was kind of thrown in there, and so it's fun. I don't mind, and I'm impressed by. I don't know if you noticed, but I was drinking water because I freaked out. Like, oh, this is out of script. What's going on? And you didn't, just your capacity to listen and adjust. I'm impressed. That's one thing I struggle with. I would have. I don't know if I would have recovered from it. So you did a great job.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. You did a great job as well. Bella Vrita, we have some other fine folks here today.
We do have some other fine folks, Sean. We have a father of four who did phenomenal in the participant seat, was rolling with my toenail clippers, didn't even laugh or skip a beat, did a great job. Chris, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, I've really enjoyed this. It's so great to hear other pros, how they approach, these conversations, the process of getting to the yes. And I tell you, an hour, and I've learned so very much. Just can't wait to do more of it. Absolutely.
Thank you. Beautiful work, sir. Thank you for that. Bella Vrita.
And next up, the woman that's got some skills that can catch bats with her bag, with a bag. Let's go, Jessica. How was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, this is fun. I really didn't know what to expect coming in, had very little context even after a prep call. But it was really cool to be on this call with my fellow participants and to hear business owners and watch them as they approach, their hypothetical clients and how they go about starting those first very real and important conversations and building rapport. So that was fun.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that, Jessica. And I will connect you with my sister and you can share your bat traumas. So thank you for that very much. And that brings us to the man that put this together today. Joseph, thank you. Appreciation for bringing these fine folks together. And Joseph Wexler, your final on your Heart of Influence.
Sean, I'm just in awe. This is about a year into me running these Hearts of Influences, and I'm just always blown away. And I've run my own shared experiences, and this is just such an optimal way to get heart-centered people together. I've been practicing for 15 years now in financial services, and the last year with Unblinded has just been incredible and outstanding. So thank you so much for leading the way and continuing to innovate and optimize. And I appreciate everyone being here. International business is not easy. It's fraught with a ton of really big problems that we need to solve. And I know that we could do more together than we can alone.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Mr. Joseph Wexler. And because you've been here today, we have a gift. And our gift is our group influence book. Feel like, oh yeah, like I know a lot about influence and leadership. That's true. But I don't think there's anything that is more exponentially different in the compounding results we produce as we rise in our mastery of causing yes, particularly yes, with people who are sophisticated and of influence. So that book didn't exist. If it did, I wouldn't have written it. It wasn't just to write a book. It was because I knew it was needed in the world. So that's our gift to you, number one. Number two, an acceleration session with the team. Oscar got a little glimpse of what that sounds like. There is a follow-up conversation to be had in service of exponentiality, 20 years of study. And I think the world, if this is my new fun way of saying it, if Harvard Business School, McKinsey Consulting, Deloitte KPMG, Tony Robbins, and Oprah Winfrey had a baby, that's what Unblinded would be. So if that resonates with you,
there you go.
We're here for you. Yep. So Belvrita, over to you.
Yes, my final is I actually sat in the seat of Javier and Chris about 4.5 years ago. Crazy. The longest commitment of my life. But I sat in that seat and I came onto the show because I was certain I was going to teach Sean a thing or two. I still think I try to teach him a thing or two. It never really works out for me. But I quickly learned that there was a difference between sales and influence, especially influence with people of influence. And what you did was remarkable, Sean. And if that's something that you're looking to grow in, then definitely check out the gifts, definitely connect with each other, absolutely connect with Joseph, because there is definitely things we could all more do together. And Sean, back to you.
Yes. Well, Belvrita, thank you for that. Joseph, thank you. We end every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration that sit in front of all of us. They're like right here. But at some level, with those possibilities right in front of us, Belvrita, we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Great job. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, everybody. Happy Fun Friday. God bless.